Good morning, everyone. It's Tess, and today is tip, I think it was 107. I forgot to write it down. I put it in my little memo out there. The thing I'm going to talk about today is self-esteem and self-confidence and how it impacts weight loss. And I know this is a topic that comes up a lot, but I was researching and I found an article with 17 tips. And a lot of these tips, I know Doc V has kind of introduced to us all through the challenge, and a lot of them I've been introduced to through different approaches in my law of attraction work with the Unlimited book with Zahar Mahoon. But Doc V talks about it all the time. Good morning, Melissa. And ironically, the self-esteem and self-worth thing came up for me yesterday. Like, I have a young coworker, and I guess maybe not quite that young, but young in comparison to me, that just passed her CPA. And there's so much about her that reminds me of me when I was younger. And it's confidence. And like our CFO wants to meet with her, and she's all nervous about it. And I'm like, man, that was me when I was young in my career. You know, I worked very, very hard, but I never had the confidence or never had the belief in myself. And I thought, well, what are some words I can give her to kind of help her to be stronger? And ironically, when I started looking, at articles on this, all of this relates to the weight loss journey. So, I think all areas of our life can improve when we kind of shift our self-talk and our self-worth and our self-confidence. Because this girl sat for the CPA and passed it first time through and is scared to death. Good morning. Oh yeah, definitely getting ready for work. Oh, thank you so much, Melissa. You're right. I figured I better get this in before I start the work day because we're in quarter end, so it's kind of busy right now. But the self-worth thing, it really kind of hit me when I realized how many areas of my life it impacted, and I know it hugely impacted my weight loss journey. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you won't be disciplined and confident and strong when you need to make the decisions to support your health. And I really, really saw it when I was talking to this girl yesterday and trying to tell her that she just passed the CPA first sitting, which is like her, I should look that up to help her with. The percentage of people who pass it first time is impressive. And the fact that she's afraid to have a meeting with the CFO because she's afraid that they're not going to say something positive to her. And it just made me realize that we are our worst critics and we are the stumbling block to our success. So I found this article, and it's in, what is it in? It's a psychology, it's building confidence and self-esteem, 17 simple suggestions for building confidence and self-esteem. And I think it was Psychology Today or something like that. Yeah, it is Psychology Today. But I thought that these are tools that if we all think about it and remember, it might just give us that little boost of confidence when we're when we're in the place where we have to be disciplined to make the decisions for our self-worth to be successful in weight loss. But it also applies to all areas of life. And these are things we've all heard before, but maybe the gentle reminder, or to pick one or two today to kind of focus on, because it really blew me away yesterday when I saw that this really does impact all areas of our life. And it did point this out, and this is what I learned about myself in the past year. People with low self-esteem tend to see the world as a hostile place and themselves as a victim. And we know there's a lot of that right now in the world. So maybe these tools can help some of us to pull ourselves up, to bring ourselves out of that dark well and into maybe the spring of new beginnings. Again, you don't need to do all 17 of these, but if one or two speak to you, then it might be something just to kind of give yourself a boost as you head into something new. The first item that it talked about is to make 2 lists, one of your strengths and one of your achievements. So this isn't a positive and negative. It's what are your strengths and what are your achievements? Because when you're in that place of darkness, you got to remember all the things that you've done. Like this girl, first sitting on the CPA, and her confidence is low. And I'm like, boy, you've got so much to offer. You need to stand tall and know that you are the asset. You are the value. So if you're not able to do this for yourself, maybe talk to a friend, a family member, somebody that can help you develop this list, because we're our worst critics and we don't recognize the gifts that we bring to this world. And I'm going to help this girl because it is so amazing what she's accomplished, and I can't believe that I can believe, because I was once her, and I've been fighting really hard this past year not to be her. So number one, make 2 lists, one of your strengths and one of your achievements. Number 2 is think positively about yourself, and that's kind of the first thing to throw you into it. You have to remind yourself that despite your problems, you are unique, you are special, you are valuable, and that you deserve to feel good about yourself. And those are just things that we all tend to forget. So we need to find a tool or two and keep building on them little by little, something that's comfortable, to remind us that we are worth the effort, the discipline, and that we can be successful. Number 3 was pay special attention to personal hygiene. And that's just about feeling good about yourself, because when you feel good about yourself, you are more likely to be disciplined, because it just gives you that little boost up. It says wear clean clothes that make you feel good about yourself. And I think this article was probably written recently because so many of us are remote that maybe some habits have fallen by the wayside, and that's normal. But if you're starting to feel low, maybe 1 or 2 of those will just give you that boost up. Kind of like, I think his name is Admiral McCraven, but he said, just start your day making your bed, because then that's a success out of the gate that makes you feel good. Number 5, and this right into our weight loss journey. Number 5, eat good food as part of a healthy, balanced diet. And I know this is really a big one for me too. I've been evaluating over the past year that what foods I eat and how it makes my body feel. Do I feel sluggish after I eat it? Do I feel energized? And I can feel sluggish for 1 of 2 reasons. Either it's a food that's not supporting my health, or I ate too much. So both of those are 2 tools that I've worked on in the past year that's helped me to lose weight. I identify the foods that make my body feel better, and I identify the quantity, so that I am not overeating. Because if you put too much in, then your body slows down just to try to process it. Especially those of us with bariatric surgery, where you get that full feeling, and that's a horrible feeling to have. This is another one, exercise regularly. And Doc V doesn't push, you want to make it manageable exercise. Like my mom and I walk, and you shoot for one long walk on the weekend, but during the week, it's just our goal to get out. If we happen to feel good and it's a nice, beautiful day, we'll walk longer. But the idea is just to get out. So we walk, I want to say we probably walk 6 days a week now with the other breaking. Number 7 is ensure that you're getting enough sleep. I think that's important too, because cranky, and for me, being an accounting person, if I'm not getting enough sleep, being analytical, problem solving is more difficult if I have foggy brain. And foggy brain can be caused by bad foods or too much food also. Reduce stress levels. If possible, agree with a friend or relative that you will take turns to massage each other on a regular basis. So that's a form of stress relief, to relieve the tight and tense muscles. So reducing your stress levels, meditation is also a tool to help reduce stress. Massages is a nice way to do it. I know some right now that might not be as comfortable, but maybe you have a hot tub, or laying outside and meditating, something just to relieve the stress. Number 9 is make your living space clean, comfortable, and attractive. And that might be a good idea too. Maybe a set of new towels, a new shower curtain, a new something new, just to kind of boost things up and make you feel fresh and new. Do more of the things that you enjoy. And Doc V talks about this a lot. He'll say, do more of the things you enjoy, less of the things you don't enjoy, and hire somebody to do the things you hate. And that might be a great tool, because there are some people that love to do the things you hate. And maybe like that bartering system or trade-off, or you pay somebody to do something you hate and they pay you to do something you love that they hate. It just kind of brings your life into more of the things that you enjoy. Number 12 is set yourself a challenge that you can realistically complete. And this, I think, is really important in making sure it's realistic. You don't want to make something that's so difficult that you can't achieve it, and then it just adds to your a lack of self-confidence and self-worth. So like even for myself, that's why my mom and I are just saying we're going to walk, and we usually walk somewhere, we shoot for like 2,500 to 4,000 steps during the week. So if we even hit 25,000 and we're not feeling peak or it starts to rain, that's okay because we hit the goal. Then on the weekend we do longer walks. Will that increase over the summer? Sure, as the weather permits, and now that it's a light longer, that will increase, but it's going to be gradual increases, not big ones that are hard to achieve. Because if I set my goal basically now, because I'm 5 years post-surgical and I've lost 157, 58 pounds, my goal is to see the scale go down. I'm not gonna put an unrealistic goal of the weight loss on it, because then I get discouraged if I don't see it. I weigh myself every day, but as you can tell, I don't attach myself to the number. I attach myself to the idea, am I staying the same and moving down? Because I got in trouble before by trying to set unrealistic goals and not being able to meet them. So I just look at the scale, and you have to be completely unemotional about it, because when I was emotional about it, I felt like a failure and I would make bad decisions. My discipline disappeared when I didn't feel good about myself. So make sure it's manageable goals and achievable goals, because each time you achieve that small step, like just the fact that we got out and walked, the next day it's always like, okay, let's see, if we got 2,000 steps yesterday, can we get 2,100 steps today? Or even if it's 2,001 steps, you did more than the day before. Number 13 is do some of the things that you have been putting off. You know, take that to-do list and just something simple. Is it clean out a shelf of a cabinet? Is it maybe wash a windowsill, or just something that, you know, if you have it on that list and it's been hanging over your head, knock it out and make it go away. It just feels better. This, I think, is an important one too. Be nice to people and do nice things for them. Right now, there's so much stress and so much anger and so much fear. I'm even noticing, like, I am still social distancing because I'm in an area where there's a lot of growth in the number of positive cases, and I have seen positive cases in my family. Just last week, a family member was released from the hospital after being in ICU. So I just want to be cautious and careful. And I've noticed when I go into the store, I always make sure I say thank you and I wish them a good day. And it's so funny not funny, it's sad that will light them up, because they're like, you know, so many people are so mean right now. And I've said this before, it's been a couple months, but I went in to have blood drawn, and I really thank the technician, because I think that's probably tough work right now. And just in the words of thanking the technician, she started to cry and said, "You don't know how much that meant to me today, because everybody comes in here screaming and yelling at me, and they don't understand that it's difficult for me to get up every day, to go in, to do this, to take care of you, knowing that I'm leaving my young child at home, and I can't be with them, and that I'm concerned that if I end up sick, who's going to take care of them?" So I thought, you know, that's just a general reminder. If we're nice to someone else, you never know what kind of an impact you could have on them. Number 15, get others on board. Tell your friends and relatives what you are going through and ask for their advice and support. Perhaps they have gone through similar situations and problems, and they might be able to form a support group. Those of us in the Doc V Challenge, we're supporting each other, so we're our own support group and cheering for each other and trying to help each other. And there's a Har Mahun Unlimited group. We're doing the same thing. So I've got multiple support groups. I've got friends, I've got family, I've got, you know, the learning groups that I'm in, because part of what I did is I joined into learning so that I can improve my skills while in COVID, because that has always made me feel good. Spend more time with those you hold near and dear. I have spent a lot of time with my parents, and it's been a great time during this past year that I think I've gotten to know them even more as an adult than as the child. So that's been a great gift this past year. Avoid people and places that treat you badly or make you feel bad about yourself. And I guess that's probably a hard one. If it's friends and family, you might just have to limit your time or limit the getting drawn into that vacuum, because you always want to try, if your energy and your self-worth and your feelings, you want to keep them at a higher level. And if there are those people operating at this lower level, you want to just make sure You can love and support them, but don't allow them to pull you in. And if they're starting to pull you in, you might have to just break and come back later. But don't allow yourself to get sucked into that vacuum, because there are some people that are just living in that negative place, and either they're comfortable in that place or they don't know how to pull themselves out. And if you reach your hand down to pull them up and they're not ready to be pulled up, don't let them pull you down with you. Keep your energy, keep your vibration, keep your love and support and joy and happiness at a higher level, because you can't help them by joining them in the dark place. That is the 17 items. I'll quickly go through those 17 items, grab onto one to help you move forward, and then I'll let you guys get off to work, because it's even time for me to go to work. So the 17 items are: make 2 lists, one of your strengths and one of your achievements. Number 2, think positively about yourself. Number 3, pay special attention to your personal hygiene. Number 4, wear clean clothes that make you feel good about yourself. Number 5, eat good food as part of a healthy, balanced diet. Number 6, exercise regularly. Number 7, ensure that you're getting enough sleep. Number 8, reduce your stress levels. Meditation and self-talk is a good way to work on that. Make your living space clean and comfortable. Do more things of what you enjoy, and I'm going to add Dr. B's things. Do more of what you enjoy, less of what you tolerate, and do none of what you hate. Hire somebody to do it, and then let somebody hire you to do what they don't like. Get artistic. That's an outlet for me, because as a numbers person, artistic lets me shut off the counting valve. Set yourself a challenge you can realistically complete, because that will give you a feeling of positive self-worth. Do some of the things you've been putting off, because checking it off that to-do list will feel good. Be nice to people and do nice things for them, because that does feel good. Get others on board, support each other and feeling better and improving your self-worth. Spend more time with those you hold near and dear, and avoid people and places that are trying to draw you into a dark hole. Oh, that's my bell. Then I'm going to leave you with this final thought. And these are the words of Leo Tzu, T-Z-U. I like this quote. Health is the greatest possession. Contentment is the greatest treasure. And confidence is the greatest friend. I wish these for you today and every day. Thank you for listening. And one last time. Health is the greatest possession, contentment is the greatest treasure, and confidence is your greatest friend. Go out there with confidence today, because you are worth everything that you reach for, and I want you to get it. Thank you.